Hey guys, what's up? It's BigJackFilms here, and welcome to the first ever audio commentary for my films. Yeah, this is something I've been wanting to do for a very long time, is do commentaries for my previous films and talk about them and talk what it went into making them and so on. So, the first one we're probably going to talk about here is Lego King Kong, or Lego King Kong 1933, as it is on YouTube. So, I think the first thing to point out is SMA Productions. That was just something I came up with, and I just basically came up with it. Like, I need a secondary production company, so I thought, yeah, SMA might work. Of course, we have the music by Max Steiner from the original 1933 film. A lot of when I was originally doing these videos, I was mostly just recording it, because I used, when I started getting into better production, editing, and so on, I used Windows Video Maker, and I was able to just record off of the, my microphone that was on a headset, and record the music off the DVD. So that's what I originally did before I learned how to mostly download music and so on. You have the proverb, which I just replaced it all with, like, Lego-style words and so on. I could have just put in Beauty stayed his hand from building instead of killing, but it was in a rush and so on. But that's what it mostly, like, most of my original title decos for these reenactments were all done with Windows Media Player, Windows Movie Maker. Lego City 1933, well, I mean, like, couldn't use New York, so it's like, make it Lego City since it is a Lego project. That background is actually from Lego Studios' Steven Spielberg Movie Maker set, which is, I think, one of the best Lego sets they ever did, because it came with an editing software and everything. Speaking of which, most of my original stop-motion animation that I did when I was starting was all done on Lego Studios, but because when I got the set, the Steven Spielberg movie set, most of it was, the CD was on Windows 98, so it's like, oh, that's way outdated. So at the time I had XP, so I switched it to XP, and that's how I was able to do it. But yeah, I just started doing animation on Lego Studios, and it really helped me out to get started on animation and so on. As you can see, like, as it is, you know, I tried to do, when I was trying to come up with how to do a recreation of this movie, because this was a first, I pretty much took the most important scenes from the movie and just did it where, like, that's what's most important about structuring the story and so on. If you notice, if you listen to the background of this sequence, you'll hear dinner plates and everything going off. That's actually me doing Foley. Foley artists are people who do the sound effects and record them with the pictures instead of taking them from a library and so on. Now we have the Venture. Now this is a miniature Venture, which is just all out of Lego bricks, and I think it looks pretty good for miniature-wise, and it really goes well with the backdrop as well. And that's all cool. You have Johnny Thunder from Lego Adventurers as Jack Driscoll, and you got Pip and Reed as Andero. A lot of people wonder where I got the most of, like, for this and here, the costume. It was from a Harry Potter set, but it was mostly scrap pieces and so on. But, yeah, so we continue on with the Venture. That's just bricks at the bottom, blue background, and it's just all transferred to black and white. So you have the captain's room, which was a very easy fix. Just come up with an interior structure on a Lego set. I like the scratches and everything that was on Windows Movie Maker. That really helped me out. This, actually, the set they're on here is actually from a Harry Potter set. It's the ship that's in the Goblet of Fire. And as a lot of people might know, I'm a big Lego Pirates person, so I had that there. I might as well use it. The fog, actually, if you look closely, is actually just cotton and just placed in the foreground while the ship goes in the background to create that effect. And this was before I was able to create mist effects in my movies and so on. And, yeah, that was a cool little bit. I just pulled the string with the boat, and it wasn't stop motion, just pulled the string. Oh, the song Choice Singing, or The Chinese Cook, is actually the opening to Dragon Ball Z Kai. That's a little Easter egg I put in there. But I thought that was cool because I'm a big Dragon Ball Z fan. That's just a simple brick platform with the barrels and everything, and Skull Island is just a miniature. Now, the spikes were cool to make it look like the wall, and so on, and give it that miniature look. The music here is actually from Akira Ifukube, and it's the Godzilla score. And I don't know why at the time, I just felt the main theme to Godzilla sounded like a native dance, and I thought that was cool. Well, we'll get to that later. Interesting with this scene, I actually did all the voices originally. I didn't have actresses at the time, so I even did Anne's voice, so it sounds a lot like this! Oh, and there's a little goof where I called Driscoll Eaglehorn, but that was probably because I wasn't paying attention that much. So they've taken Anne. Now this set is actually Lord Valdic's fortress from Lego Knight's Kingdom. And I thought it looked perfect for the wall of Skull Island, especially the bridge. Here comes Kong. Now, Kong is actually interesting because he's actually from the Rock Raiders set from, like, the 90s. But, this was before, as now we all know, Lego Legends of Chima has this big figure that's a gorilla that looks like Kong. And I could have used it back then, it's just they didn't come out with it at the time. Of course, we have the jungles of Skull Island. It was just simply a green flat piece with all these plants, and then just a drawn background. I like using the Lego pirate crew as the sailors. That was pretty interesting. The footprint was just a Kong figure's foot in a thing of plasticine. The Stegosaurus here actually was interesting. I bought him on eBay just for this movie, and at the time I think it cost me like $5, and nowadays they're like worth a lot. And also with the new Lego Dino sets, if I were to remake Kong again with Lego, I'd probably buy all those and make sets out of those. You have the raft scene, which is really a homage to the original. Although I wish in this scene I had a better Brontosaurus. It was just simply the two raptors from the Jurassic Park 3 set that I just stitched together to make a Brontosaurus. I know, like, they had, Playmobil has a good Brontosaurus, and I wish I could use that. And also I know Lego did one, but, again, cost-wise. Interesting, I put, the infamous deleted scene from the original film is where, Styracosaurus chases them, and then they go on the log, and they get eaten by spiders. I wanted to add those in, just because, and if you notice here, Denim actually goes into the bush to hide. But because I know Lego did a Styracosaurus somewhat, but because I didn't have it, I used to use the Triceratops from the Adventurers Dino Island sets. The log is just simply bricks. I thought this scene actually turned out really well with him shaking the log. And that's all great. The pit is just simply rock formations, and the scorpion I have here, right there, that's actually from Lego. I don't know what it was from, but it is a Lego scorpion. And, wow, I'm not going there, but that might have been a hentai monster, but I digress. The T-Rex, of course, came from my Steven Spielberg Movie Maker set from Lego Studios. And, the sounds here when they're fighting is actually from the, animatic from the Congo Fine movie with, like, rough sound effects, but I thought it did the trick. You have, the T-Rex roar from Jurassic Park. Breaks the jaw. That's a great shot. I'm really impressed with that. But yeah, most of the way I did this shot was just simply two cardboard boxes with with two different sets in the background. I thought that worked really good. And you have Denim, of course. I love the Denim figure on this, but I've updated him to make him look like my version, which is cool. I love this shot, just to give sort of essence that Kong's going through the jungle. Here's Kong's cave with the snake. Now, the snake is just... The way I did the snake was just from the dragon from the Harry Potter Goblet of Fire set with just a dino head on it. Because I don't think Lego's really done a snake like that, unless you count the snake from the Harry Potter Chamber of Secrets sets. And, yeah. And then this was actually difficult to how to do Kong's lair, because I had to raise the set on a platform and then put a background in. The Pteranodon, I wish was a little better. I wish I actually had a Pteranodon from, like, the Adventure set, but, again, couldn't afford it, so I just used Jurassic Park 3 Pteranodon. Oh, this shot came out really well with the gates and so on. Oh, and you'll notice them saying, "Run away! Run away!" Is a Monty Python reference there. I had very little natives, so I had to use whatever I could. So I used a combination of, like, the Pirate Islander natives and the Native Americans from, like, the Wild West set, and some, like, Tusken Raiders from Star Wars, if you notice. This shot right here was just, cotton put around Kong when he gets knocked out. I really like this shot now that I look back on it. But the reason also I'm doing these commentaries is, and especially for this film, is because I know the Kong review series is a bit late with other episodes, but I thought, I might as well owe it to you guys to do something Kong related to keep it going. So this isn't part of Kong review series. This is just, a little thing I've been wanting to do with the commentaries. But moving on. Now we're at Lego City with the Kong sign. That's just simple tape with marker. And if you notice right here, there's Indiana Jones as one of the extras doing a little cameo. And there's a pirate in the background too. I really like this. The way I got the curtain was actually a red and white sail from a pirate set, and the set was just simply there. And I even added a bit of continuity with denim by adding a top hat, because if you watch the original, Robert Armstrong does have a hat on his head. I like the orchestra. I always loved the orchestra score to the Kong when he first appears on Broadway. The chains were easy to put. I just clipped them onto the figure because the figure had little things you could plug it in, and that came out really well. That light was interesting because I have these little miniature lights that I just like flash on frame and so on. Of course, we go back to Akira Ifukube's classic score to Godzilla. I'm actually really looking forward to the new one. Oh, there's Captain Redbeard making a little cameo. That miniature railroad was just ladder pieces and just attached together, but it makes for a little good miniature. There's a Lego train. Of course, that shot didn't come out too well. I love here that how the train driver's playing singing the locomotion, and he's like, "Oh my god!" But yeah, that was just electric train coming into frame. And then you have the miniature train, which was just done with Lego bricks. And then I love the shot where the light... Yeah, it's just miniature lights. It's just, flashlights or little mini lights that you frame properly. And that looked good. I love this shot, actually, with the building. That building took me forever to try to get the right shape for it and make it look good on camera. I believe in some frames, in order to get Kong going, I had to stick him with, like, plasticine. The shots of Kong in the window, if you notice that his head's a lot bigger in the window here, that's actually just, I took a picture of the figure, the Kong figure, and I just blew it up, and then put it in the window frame. And that's how I was able to achieve that, and put the actual figure's arm in. I like how the arm turned out, too. That looks great. So, it's decided, that they were in the Empire State Building the whole time. I felt that was a little bit faster to get things going. Of course, there's a Lego monkey on a miniature. And then you have the hand, of course. She's wearing Dumbledore's outfit, too. And there's the Empire State Building. I really like how that turned out, with the miniature buildings are just Lego bricks. And then wide shots are just, the monkey. And now we have the airplane sequence. That was just something I built. I can't remember how to build it, though. Oh, the bigger sized airplane is actually two pilots, of course. But the set itself is actually from Lego Batman, the Batcopter. And that's how I was able to get those biplane shots. And the minigun was just placing little fog things there. I didn't have time to put in lights, but I like the way, though, when the plane's flying around and so on. The clouds were just frame by frame, make them pass by. I only took about 4 shots of this plane going around and so on, so sometimes I had to, like, mirror it to make it look like a different shot, and I used it a couple times in this sequence just to make things go faster. I just love how he looks on that building. Of course, they're continuing to shoot. I know it's hard to... There's the same shot again, but it's mirrored again. The propeller is a Batarang, of course, on the plane. But yeah, I mean, like, this whole sequence was very easy to do. The sound thing is, the one thing I do with my films is that I always do layers of soundtrack, because, like, my Movie Maker and, of course, my studio software that I use now, Pinnacle, it only gives you 2 layers of track to put sound and music on, so every time I had to put in a new thing of sound, I had to do it in kind of layers. So I have to make the film, I have to render the film and then do another layer, render the film and do another layer. They're blasting off again. It's a Pokemon reference. Although I'm not the biggest Pokemon fan. I never got into it. Sorry, Pokemon fans who like my videos. And then they're shooting. Of course, there was a little glitch with it turning into color again. And then here, take this, you damn dirty ape. That was Planet of the Apes reference. You gotta put that line in a Kong film or any monkey movie. And then him falling was just wires, and he just fell in. Now, I kind of thought it went too fast, so I slow-moed it, but little did I know I made it too slow motion. And then this shot came out really good, with the final line. Just Beauty killed the Beast. Oh, and Denim is actually Draco Malfoy. Dun dun dun. If you notice, there's actually an old lady in the background. I guess that I did that as a tribute to the 1996 script where Fay Wray was supposed to do the ending line, which will actually be appearing in my remake. So yeah, that's about it, guys. Thanks for listening and listening to the commentary for this movie. I'm really hoping to put more of these out there. And, yeah, so rate, comment, subscribe, and just comment, whatever, and I'll see you guys later. Take care. This is BigJackFilms, signing off.